This is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you.
You know what I mean?
Please enter your.
Every now and then you gotta remember why you do it, baby.
Please announce yourself.
Get this party started.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Okay, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you are feeling incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a self-esteem development fanatic, starting with my own. I'm a revenue acceleration coach, a profit acceleration coach. I'm a profit accelerator. My whole goal is to help you go further, faster, with less effort. And so every Monday, what we do is we focus on mindset. Every Tuesday, we give you nothing but sales tips. Every Wednesday is all about marketing, right? I'm going to give you some kind of marketing hacks that are going to help you step it up. Every Thursday is all about leadership. I believe every problem in society is really a problem of leadership. And then every Friday is Free Coaching Friday. So make sure you turn on your notifications, lock us in, subscribe, whether you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you're checking in from, please subscribe right now before you forget. So that way you can be with us every single day. This is a great sort of like start to your morning, a great start to your week, a great start to your month. And right now it's time for you to rep your city. So let them know where you're checking in from. We want to know where all our family members are from, all over the country, all over the world. Sometimes, I want to make sure you remember also to follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Mr. Haziq Ali is my Instagram, because now we do the affirmations live. We go and get busy on Instagram. We go and do it live, and then I bring different members of the family up. All you got to do is request, and then I put you on the screen too. We could chop it up about that day's class or whatever you want to chop it up about. But everybody seems to enjoy it. So let's have some fun over there on Instagram. Mr. Haziq Ali is my Instagram page. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Yuli, good morning. Good morning. What's up, Naire? Okay, Michelle made it in. My man Jeff made it in. What's up, Donisha? Daryl. Young Coco is in the house. What's up, girl? Ken is in here. What's up, K Nicole? Glad you made it in this morning. The other Chanel is in the house. What's up, K Wright? Glad you made it in. Yusef, let's get it, King. Let's go. Let's go. Let them know we in the house, Angel. Okay, then. Omaha, Nebraska is in the house. Let's get it, Freedom. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, Sharice? Glad you made it in this morning. Sade checking in. All right, y'all. So make sure you spread the word. Get another entrepreneur on here, because this morning what we chopping it up about, y'all, is influence. We chopping it up about influence. You got to think about it. There are some really powerful resources that are at your disposal as a human being, as God's highest form of creation. Here at your sovereign position at the top of the food chain, you got a lot of resources available to you, baby. But I believe that you ignore a lot of them. A lot of times we talk about these 6 faculties of the mind, because I believe that as soon as you know who you are, you instantly have more confidence. You instantly have a stronger self-image. You instantly have more self-esteem. So we talk about this stuff and we marvel at the fact that others don't. We marvel at the fact that many times, until you bumped into Millionaire Minded, that's the name of our crew. That's what I want you to consider yourself. Somebody give it to me in the comments. I am millionaire minded. I am millionaire minded. As a member of this thing of ours, I want you to be aware of some of the superpowers you got. If you've watched my TED Talk before, I believe your mind has superpowers. I believe that it is no coincidence nor chance that you are here right now. I believe that you can light this whole world up if you'll take your candle and light somebody else's candle. I really believe that. And so I live my life based on that. So check it out. You got 6 faculties that you were given as God's highest form of creation that I believe you should pay some more attention to. The first one is will. Will is your ability to decide on something. Suicide is to kill yourself. Homicide is to kill somebody else. To decide is to kill off every other option, right? You make a decision. Incision is to cut into, right? An excision is to cut away. A decision is to cut off every other option as possible. Your will is a faculty of your mind, and it separates you from everything else in creation. The fact that you have will. What's the next one? The next one is intuition. Intuition is the fact that your subconscious mind is constantly recording everything that's ever happened to you. If we hypnotize you, you can still tell us how many people were at your 6th birthday party. If we hypnotize you, you can tell us how many steps it is from the car to the house. Your subconscious is recording everything. And intuition is your subconscious mind's way of delivering information that you can't really articulate the way you got it, but you know it. It's a gut feeling. That is a faculty of the mind. That is not just something that's for women. That is something that is for all of God's highest form of creation. That's me and you, baby. And I believe that it is worth you paying attention to. Perception. So perception is a third faculty of the mind. It basically deals with how you don't really see with your eyes, you see with your mind. Your perception is your reality, but it's not necessarily the reality. You get what I'm saying to you? If they give you some information and now you perceive that your body is sick, and they've shown this in medical study after medical study after medical study. If you perceive that your body is sick, all of a sudden your body will become less than healthy. It's your perception that's creating that. You get what I mean? Matter of fact, when the FDA tests a drug, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, they test the drug. The question is not, was there a placebo effect? The question is, how much of this drug's effect is placebo? In other words, placebo is where your mind creates an effect based on your perception of what is supposed to happen. It's a faculty of the mind, and I think it's worth you studying. Reason is a fourth faculty of the mind. So we've gone through will, intuition, perception. Reason is your ability to critically think. Reason is how you separate emotion from logic. Reason is how you're able to predict what should happen based upon pattern recognition. Another word for reason is intelligence. You should remember, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. Imagination would be a fifth faculty of the mind. Imagination, many would say, Einstein said it, and I agree, it's the most powerful faculty of the mind that you have. Imagination is more important than knowledge. They always say cleanliness is next to godliness. If you follow Millionaire Minded, then you know I believe creativity is next to godliness. Well, it's your imagination that gives you your creativity. Your imagination is your time machine. Your imagination is your private jet. Your imagination is your ability to traverse dimensions. You are limited only by what you can imagine, if you can dig what I'm saying to you. So let your imagination fly free. Let your imagination fly free. This is why we give you these vision board coloring books and all of this stuff. This is why we try and get you to meditate. This is why we try and get you to work on your powers of focus. Because when you describe the present, you prescribe the future. The problem is you aren't using enough imagination to focus on the image that you get excited about versus the image that you get really debilitated and depressed and demotivated and demoralized and all the other D's. You know what I'm saying? We want to use our imagination to put us in forward, not reverse. And then a sixth faculty of the mind would be memory. So that's will, intuition, perception, reason, imagination, and memory. Memory is your ability to conjure events from the past as if they're in the present. And the cold thing about your mind is that it can't tell the difference, watch this, between memory and imagination. This is why during Halloween, you're watching all these scary movies and whatnot, and you find your heart beating as if you're in it. Now, you know that's just an actor. You know someone just yelled lights, camera, action. You know that they are performing for a camera, and yet you're scared to death when you're watching it in the comfort of your living room. Why? It's because of the fact that your mind can't tell the difference between memory and imagination. This is why we do affirmations every morning, y'all. This is why we do visualization exercises every morning. I don't know how many of y'all check in with us when we do it. Some of you just come for the training and then you disappear. It's the worst thing you can do. Because if you've ever asked yourself, why am I not applying all of this stuff that I'm learning? Why am I not using it? It's because you will never go further than your self-image. The strongest need in human nature is for you to act in accordance with your self-image. And if you continue to let your self-image be minuscule, if you continue to let your self-image be but a glimmer of what you could be, but a glimmer of the light you're really here to shine, then you will continue to perform beneath your potential. So I say all of that to say that one of the powers you have that can help you to increase your potential is the power to inspire. Extraordinary leaders have to inspire, but how do they do it? And what sets a good leader apart from a mediocre one? What sets an extraordinary leader apart? Somebody who's learned to influence others from somebody who lives their whole life being influenced, right? People like Martin Luther King Jr., people like Gandhi, people like Nelson Mandela, people like Oprah. They've learned the power of influence. People like Steve Jobs, people like Elon Musk, people like Richard Branson. They've learned the power of influence. People like Malcolm X, people like Marcus Garvey, people like Denmark Vesey. They've learned the power of influence. People like Toussaint Louverture, right? Joseph Q. They learned the power of influence. So what we're going to talk about today is 10 mindsets, since this is Mindset Monday, that you can use to increase your own influence. And I'm going to give them to you. And then I want you to judge yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning, yo, I suck at this. I've really got to work on this. And 10 is like, I'm perfect. I got this one down, baby. Matter of fact, I can teach the class on it, you know. All I ask is that you don't give yourself a 7. No 7s allowed. All right, you ready? All right, here we go. Here's the first mindset shift that will instantly make you more influential. You ready? Here we go. Extraordinary hunger and drive. Extraordinary hunger and drive. Somebody give it to me. Extraordinary hunger and drive. Extraordinary hunger and drive. Extraordinary hunger and drive. How hungry do people see you as? This is what sets a leader apart from a follower, baby. Don't forget, leadership ain't a position. Leadership is a disposition. And when we see that you have extraordinary hunger, when we see that you are driven, not what you drive, but the fact that you are driven, not what you drive, but what's driving you, we can't help but be influenced by your passion. Leaders have an insatiable hunger to make something happen. They must do. They must create. They must share. Where do you rank yourself as having extraordinary hunger and drive? This is the force that makes you unstoppable. This is how you start to discover how to influence people, how to influence the culture. You know, if you study great leaders in history, then you'll see, you know, they get their hunger from all kinds of places. Andrew Carnegie really wanted to take care of his mama. You know what I mean? Malcolm X hated the fact that his father was killed by the Klansmen. His father was a Garveyite, right? He was like, he got to make something happen. He can't understand why all of society seems to be against him, right? Muhammad Ali, he got his hunger from the fact that he didn't understand why he was trying to be forced to go kill some other people to fight for some people that would see him dead. You know, if you go throughout history and you just search like what drove this person, you'll find a lot of times it came from something that was missing in their lives. You'll find it was now turning into their willingness to confront authority, right? Because they've had authority that abused its power at some point in their life, at some point in their formative years, right? So now these are people that confront the status quo instead of conforming to it. You notice a passion that comes from a certain pain. Where are you at converting your pain into your credentials? Where are you at using the fools for fuel? Rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, please. You're not allowed to give yourself a 7. You know, if you want to ask yourself how you get better at influencing other people, anything that intensifies your hunger, anything that intensifies the drive within you is going to make you a more powerful leader. The greatest hunger that I can think of is to serve something bigger than yourself. The greatest hunger I can think of is the hunger to serve something greater than yourself. It naturally makes you more influential. Give yourself a score on that. And then once you do, we're going to move on to number 2. Where are you at with extraordinary hunger and drive? Where are you with extraordinary hunger and drive? This is why you want to say your affirmations every day. You know, we have an exercise we're doing right now. If you're with us in Millionaire Minded, where we're challenging you to write down 300 things you want to see happen by this time next year. And that's why we're getting started now, before the new year gets here. We're going to get started right now. All right, here's number 2, y'all. Here's number 2. Good. I see the scores coming in. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. What other people say, they look at you and see extraordinary hunger and drive. Because if they would, these are people that you can influence. These are people that look to you for leadership. These are people that look up to you. You get what I'm saying? Here's number 2. Number 1 leads us right on into number 2. Here's number 2. Exceptional and compelling vision. Exceptional and compelling vision. We talked about it during a sales training a couple Tuesdays ago, where I think a lot of times where you mess up with your prospects, where you mess up with your prospective customers and clients, is you forget to share with them where you're going with this thing. You forget to tell them where you intend on having this business of yours by this time next year. You forget to tell them why you're doing this. What is your purpose for making this the way you're going to change the world? What is why are you so driven for this to be the particular way you want to make people's lives better? Small visions ain't got no power to inspire nobody. If you got a small vision, instead of being able to influence others, you're going to be fighting for their attention. If you want to really unlock an extraordinary life, millionaire, you got to have big dreams, and you can't be scared to acknowledge them. This is why great leaders always have a vision that's way larger than themselves. Have you ever noticed that? You got a hard road to hoe if you about to spend your time trying to influence other people to support some small, menial, pedestrian, self-serving goal. But it's a mistake a whole lot of leaders make. Remember, wielding influence is extremely powerful, and you should only be using it to influence change for the greater good. If you use it for selfish purposes, those you're trying to influence will eventually sense it. And even if they fall underneath the sway of your charisma for a while, eventually it's going to bite you in the behind. And we've got one huge example of that in the news right now. If you see how all Donald Trump's people are just turning against him one by one by one, it's because they always secretly felt this way, but people are just cowards underneath enough power. If you really want to stand out, if you really want to influence others, your vision needs to not only have integrity, right? Which is the problem that, the aforementioned may have, but also, and one thing that he did very well, since we're going to bring him up, is your vision has to capture and grab the hearts and the minds and the energies of a significant number of people. Your vision, here's a hack for you. It may not only include the things you love, your vision may also need to include the things you hate. Your vision should include how other people's lives can be made better. If there's a group of customers, if there's a gender, if there's a race, if there's a country where you see a vision to make things better, then that's something you want to be spending your time communicating. That's something you want to prioritize putting out there, because people ain't joining you for the products and services, millionaire. People are joining you because of what you believe in. There has to be something that makes people want to bring their resources to the table. There has to be something that makes people want to contribute their energy, a vision that they want to achieve. Once you got a specific purpose that benefits the people around you, it becomes a magnet. It becomes magnetic. It starts to draw in all the resources, all the people, all the abilities, all the skills, all of the ideas that turn that invisible thing into something tangible. You instantly become more influential when you have exceptional vision. When you have exceptional vision, when you have a compelling vision. Give yourself a scale a score scale of 1 to 10 on that one. Compelling vision. Here's the third one. You ready? Here's the third one. Absolute certainty. Absolute certainty. Absolute certainty is the third one. A leader always has to have an absolute core belief that they can bring this thing to life. Absolute certainty. People follow people that do things in a certain way. People buy from people that say things in a certain way. People are influenced by people who live their lives in a certain way. How certain are you? How certain are you? There is real power. There is real divinity in certainty. There is a power in belief. And if you're going to influence other people, it's always going to start with conviction, millionaire. Certainty is what shapes human beings. You know, a few months ago, we did this training on the 6 basic human needs. Like Tony Robbins teaches these 6 basic human needs. And certainty is one of the 6 basic human needs. Listen to me. It's also a crucial component in how you influence other people. Have you ever heard the expression that when 2 people meet up, whoever has the biggest belief has the most influence? That might be worth you writing in your notes. When 2 people meet up, whoever has the biggest belief always has the most influence. People are way more impressed by the depth of your enthusiasm than they are the width of your knowledge. Isn't that interesting? You influence people more with enthusiasm than you do information. Isn't that interesting? Certainty. If you've ever studied with us in the Kaizen Academy, we have this class on mental toughness and emotional IQ that talks about these biases. One of the biases that just are naturally built into the human mind is what they call conviction bias. You're naturally influenced by people who seem more convicted than others, right? Influential people, truly influential people, understand that the fear of not following their vision is way greater than any fear that's associated with moving forward. They know that hunger destroys the fear of failure. They know that hunger turns everything into feedback. Hunger makes failure impossible because now we either win or we learn, right? All of a sudden, we're using our fear for us. Think about good leaders you've seen in action. Their passion is infectious. Am I lying? You've never seen an incredible leader say to the team, I'm not sure we can make this work. Hey, maybe I'm not the right person for this job. You've never seen an incredible leader do that, right? An incredible leader always engages everybody around them by acting with complete what? Certainty. The same vibration you used to walk backstage when you didn't have a pass. Am I right? The same energy you used to walk into that room when you know you didn't really belong there. You use this whole act as if, right? You use certainty. An incredible leader uses certainty on purpose and for big stuff. They use that fear to push them even harder into big stuff, into great things, things that are bigger than them, things that can make it so 1 + 1 start to equal 11. This conviction is how they influence everybody. Where are you at absolute certainty? Where are you at absolute certainty? Here's number 4. Passionate and effective communication. Passionate and effective communication. Now, you know we was going to get the communication. Millionaires, this instantly makes you more influential. This is probably one of the most important things you can learn. To influence others, you've got to know what already influences them. Matter of fact, y'all, if you join the newsletter right now, if you go to Millionaire Minded and join the newsletter, I'm going to send you today a whole training on personality types. I'm going to send you a whole training on personality types. Because if you're going to influence others, you must know what already influences them. And if you try to talk to a spring personality like they're a winner personality, you're going to lose every time. I know the golden rule is treat others the way you want to be treated. But there's something called the platinum rule, right? Which means you treat others how they want to be treated. You know, if I'm talking to a winner personality and I start talking to them like they're a summer, I'm going to lose them. But see, this is where most people mess up. The reason that you aren't influencing 75% of the people that you bump into is because you're naturally, and it's perfectly understandable, but you're naturally talking to them the way you want to be talked to, right? Everybody's moved in different ways. You've got to love on them in their language. you know, and all of us do it. It's perfectly natural, you know, but unless you're lucky enough to get with a group of people that are your same exact personality type, who think exactly like you, and they're the same primary and secondary personality, your communication is going to fall short. Those who understand how to influence people understand that getting to know them better is the crucial first step that most people skip. You cannot influence people without understanding what influences them already, at least not long term, at least not consistently, at least not to the greatest effect. Passionate and effective communication is the only way you're going to be able to bring the energy to inspire people to do something beyond their norm. Understanding who it is you're talking to and what drives them is the only way you're going to be able to push them to do something extraordinary. And after all, what else are we here for? Here's the last one I'm going to be able to give you today. Give yourself scale of 1 to 10 on that one, scale of 1 to 10 on that one. Like I say, if you join the newsletter, it's the world's best newsletter for entrepreneurs. All you do is go to millionaireminded.com, or you can say it like an affirmation. We are millionaireminded.com. Then you will definitely enjoy today's newsletter. Here's number 5 I got for you. Be a brilliant strategist. That's instantly going to increase your influence. Here are 4 questions you can ask yourself if you want to build a better strategy. I don't care if it's a strategy for having a better day tomorrow. I don't care if it's a strategy for having a better meeting the next time. I don't care if it's a strategy having a better consultation. Maybe it's a better performance meeting with your manager at the job. Maybe it's a better meeting with your staff, your team, whatever it is, right? 4 questions you can ask. What's going right? What's going wrong? What's missing? What's confusing? One more time. What's going right? What's going wrong? What's missing? What's confusing? About whatever it is. Extraordinary leaders who really have learned how to influence, they figured out strategy to get from where they are to where they need to be to make the vision real, right? If they aren't strategists by nature, they know how to recognize a strategy that's effective and use it for the plan. Leaders who really understand how to influence others, they're strategic even in their communication style, even in their messaging. They're strategic. They know how to get the job done. They know how to work with a variety of people. Am I making sense to somebody out there? Am I making sense? Millionaires, you need to have a strategy for what you're doing. You need to have a strategy for how you're communicating. If you're really going to influence others, you got to know when to give in. You got to know when to listen to their demands, right? What's your plan here? What's your plan here? You got to know when to talk. You got to know when to deeply listen, right? Being a brilliant strategist is as much about developing strategies and creating an action plan as it is about understanding when your team needs to recharge, understanding when your team needs to buy in a little bit more. When you're creating strategies as a leader, never be afraid to reevaluate. Never be afraid to continue to change, because that's pretty much the only constant. And you will hit a certain stage where you become the bottleneck in your organization. Success without a successor is the ultimate failure. What is your strategy? You're going in business, to sell the business, to go public, or to go out of business. What is your strategy? There are 5 love languages. What is your strategy? We talk about 4 different personality types. What is your strategy? I just gave you 4 different questions. What is your strategy? All right, y'all. Was this helpful? That was the first 5. We'll continue this. We'll continue this. But right now, it is affirmation time. We're going to go meet up over there on Instagram. Come join us, Mr. Haziq Ali on Instagram. Come join us right now. It's right there. Mr. Haziq Ali. We're about to go do our affirmations real quick. I know this one ran a little bit over. I apologize for that. If you want to join us over there right now, we're about to go do our affirmations. Come join us right now on IG. Come join us right now on IG. We're about to get this party started. Let's go. All right. Let's get it. I'll meet y'all over there. Mr. Hazik.